Fucking melanin-coated, blue light protective sunglasses. Melanin lenses are the best lenses for long computer sessions. Melanin is a natural glare-reducing agent present in the human eye that protects it from sunlight damage. 90% of light that enters the eye is absorbed by melanin, playing a critical role in eye protection. Melanin Optics produces lenses infused with melanin which, among many other benefits, help protect your eyes from the damaging effects of the sun. Driving with Melanin Optics glasses is an experience on its own. Just like the black paint inside a common camera, melanin in the eye reduces stray or scattered light. Over time, UV and HEV damage to the retina, along with one's gradual loss of melanin, limit the eye's natural ability to reduce glare and maintain sharp contrast. Melanin is a natural glare-reducing agent present in the human eye that protects it from sunlight damage. 90% of light that enters the eye is absorbed by melanin, playing a critical role in eye protection. Melanin Optics produces lenses infused with melanin which, among many other benefits, help protect your eyes from the damaging effects of the sun. High-performance melanin. Did you know that teams in Antarctica use goggles with our melanin to prevent chronic eye irritation associated with glare? Melanin goggles and glacier mountain lenses provide glare reduction in extreme sunlight conditions while allowing for the color perception needed to navigate terrain safely. Melatonin production factor. The ultimate protection from blue light while maintaining color perception. These blue light filtering lenses are best used as indoor lenses for long hours of computer use in order to maintain natural sleep patterns and melatonin production. Benefits of Melanin O screen protectors for personal electronics safeguard the natural melatonin production by filtering wavelengths of light that have been proven to impact sleep. O light fixtures with melanin-coated filters have been used in museums to filter UV and HEV light that causes fading and deterioration of paintings. Melanin-based biobattery may power ingestible diagnostics. A digestible biobattery is under development to power the next generation of ingestible medical devices. It was developed in response to concerns about the potential toxicity of the pill-sized cameras, sensors, and other non-invasive medical devices that are beginning to replace the tubes and needles traditionally used to diagnose and cure illnesses. The main concern for medical professionals is biocompatibility. Can the materials inside of the device break down safely inside of the body? Are any of the materials toxic? These questions prompted Christopher Bettinger, a professor at Carnegie Mellon University, and his team to develop a swallow-safe battery for ingestible medical devices that is based on biologically derived materials. The result is a battery comprised of elements already found inside of the human body. Its primary ingredient is melanin, which is found in eyes, skin, arteries, and the gastrointestinal tract. Design drivers material safety and the device's size and were two major areas of consideration while developing the battery. The team knew they could not design a device larger than a gram. The team came up with a design concept that would make the device 2 centimeters long. The team felt that this was small enough to minimize the chances of it getting stuck in the GI tract. A biocompatible battery would ensure that if an item this small did become trapped, toxicity would not be a concern. Ingestible batteries aren't new, but previous batteries were not biodegradable and thus were intended to be excreted from the body. If used frequently, such batteries could cause harm, Bettinger tells Popular Science. Putting a charge on melanin. According to phys.org, macromolecular scale, melanin structure includes a 4-membered ring, a chemical structure that may be conducive to creating certain kinds of batteries based on natural melanin pigments. Melanin's primary functions inside the body are to absorb ultraviolet light and capture toxic ions. It is also able to bind and unbind metallic ions. As a result, melanin can be used to form either the positive or negative terminal. May sound a bit counterintuitive, but hear me out. In the charged state, You can think about the negative terminal as a bucket full of electrons that can roll to a lower energy state, explains Bettinger. So if you have a positive terminal that is energetically lower than the negative terminal, then the electrons will flow downhill to the positive terminal. Extending this analogy, melanin can serve as a kind of electron bucket at a certain level. When paired with a material that has a lower energy level, the electrons can flow from the melanin downhill to the positive terminal, and melanin acts like a negative terminal. Conversely, you can empty the bucket of melanin and then pair it with a higher energy level material. The electrons would then flow from this material into the melanin. In this case, the melanin can serve as a positive terminal. The key difference is that when melanin acts as a negative terminal, then full of electrons in the charged state and then emptied in the discharged state. When melanin is a positive terminal, the melanin is largely devoid of electrons in the charged state and then becomes full of electrons when battery is discharged state or fully used state. Bettinger also explains that because melanin is already part of the body, it is okay if the battery gets stuck in the body, since it can crumble. Melanin comes in several molecular structures, each of which causes it to behave in a slightly different way. When its molecules form matches the structure of a polymer, the polymers can be arranged into that of a battery's material. Specifically, researchers discovered the tetramer structure, which is a four-membered ring made up of bigger molecules. This structure matches the model of melanin macromolecules. Only the tetramer structure had the correct number of exposed nitrogens to bind with the sodium, says Bettinger. The voltage signals we received are consistent with what you would observe if you believe that the tetramer is the correct structural model. One hurdle Bettinger and his team encountered was understanding the right combination of electrode configuration and complementary cation pairs, he told Digital Trends. If you use melanin the wrong way or use the wrong type of cation, you get a very different, often worse, level of performance in terms of both capacity and voltage, he says. Only after understanding something about the fundamental function of melanin in the body and leveraging that knowledge appropriately could we design a battery that would work properly. There were several candidate materials found inside of the body which could be used for the other electrodes. The most promising ones included magnesium, sodium, titanium phosphate, and copper. Magnesium was finally chosen by the team because it is better at creating a boundary within the battery. Magnesium is more sticky than sodium because the charge-to-mass ratio is much larger. This means that it's harder for Mg to move in and out of the battery electrodes very efficiently because the high charge of Mg makes it interact with the material more strongly, explains Bettinger. This impacts the operation of the battery and limits how many times the battery can be charged and recharged. With melanin, we speculate that it has a specific chemistry that is designed to attach to ions with a charge of +2. Therefore, melanin electrodes can exchange these ions very efficiently where other traditional electrode materials do this very poorly. Why is this useful? Well, a battery that uses Mg can have higher charge storage capacities. The team chose to use mixture of water and gastric fluid as an electrolyte. A promising battery, the resulting battery produces 3.7 volts, similar to lithium-ion. According to the team's research, 600 milligrams of melanin is able to power a 5 milliwatts device up to 18 hours when melanin is used as the cathode. However, the team is working on batteries capable of providing up to 10 milliwatts for any medical device. Most other kinds of energy harvesting techniques or glucose oxidase fuel cells are going to be microwatts of power, so we are 3 orders of magnitude higher than those kinds of energy sources, he says in an interview with Phys.org. One day, Bettinger hopes his battery could be used in devices that sense gut microbiome changes, or a device that slowly delivers vaccinations. Bettinger offered a macabre suggestion for obtaining materials to build his battery. We could cut up humans to get the melanin, he jokes. On a serious note, Bettinger explained that not only can natural melanin can be extracted from cuttlefish ink, but it is commercially available as well. Synthetic melanin can also be chemically manufactured and even has a higher capacity to power devices than natural melanin. The team is also developing a battery made with pectin, found in plants and used in jelly. In the future, Bettinger and his fellow researchers hoped to create packaging materials that could be used to deliver the battery to the stomach. Energy of the future. Arturo Solis Herrera, MD, PhD, Human Photosynthesis Research Center. Photograph taken in my laboratory. LED lights are powered with melanin. The first LED light enlightened with melanin was in 2006. It is still working to this day, night and day. The unsuspected intrinsic property of melanin to transform visible and invisible light into chemical energy, dissociating the water molecule, as chlorophyll in plants, opens a new era in clean energies. Melanin is the most stable substance man ever known, 170 million years corroborated. The long-sought way to extract hydrogen from water has come to an end with the discovery of the intrinsic capacity of melanin to dissociate the water molecule. For 200 years it is known that squid ink is melanin, and has been found in good condition in the bags of squid ink fossilized who died 170 million years. Batteries made of melanin therefore work day and night, 500 years or more without having to be recharged in any way. Melanin is the darkest substance called, indicating that it absorbs all of the electromagnetic spectrum, from gamma rays to radio waves, and dissipates the absorbed energy in a unique way, dissociating molecules of water, such as chlorophyll in plants. Separate the molecule of water into its gaseous components requires a large amount of energy in the laboratory, but melanin and chlorophyll carry it out at room temperature. Given that melanin is not only capable of separating the water molecule, but is also capable of reuniting it, generating 4 high-energy electrons for every 2 molecules of reformed water. The system works like a mixing cell fuel that produces its own hydrogen, which facilitates that the batteries to generate energy for hundreds or thousands of years without the need to recharge them somehow. We have made numerous prototypes, already move small motors, and our goal is to develop a battery that is capable of powering a cell phone, and eventually, develop models that can move a car. This drawing shows the sun in the center as the main source of energy. At the top we have liquid water, and melanin as dark circle segments that make the process possible. When the wheel turns right, water dissociates into its gaseous components, hydrogen and oxygen. When the wheel rotates to the left, liquid water is reformed, generating high-energy electrons. The cycle is repeated again and again indefinitely.